This and every episode of REKT Podcast is brought to you by Beaksy Exchange, an upcoming cryptocurrency exchange built in collaboration with One Market Data. Beaksy is bringing legacy finance speed, power, and sophistication to crypto for the first time. With 225,000 transactions per second per pair, comparable to NASDAQ, 15 order types on day one, with 25 order types on full rollout, and a dedicated customer support team, Beaksy is setting itself apart from the competition. Check out Beaksy today at Beaksy.com and pre-register today at Beaksy.com/registration to get your free Beaksy Exchange tokens. That's Beaksy.com, BEAXY.com. I may or may not be full-on Donald Ducking it for this podcast. Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunshu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good today on this fine Juneteenth day. Happy Juneteenth to you, sir.
There's some backstory to this for me and why there's so much angst in my voice. So we were trying to plan something or other, and I was looking out on my iPhone calendar way in advance, and like, oh, the 19th of June, that sounds good. Oh, I already have something that day, and I clicked on it, and it said, oh, it's Juneteenth. What the hell is Juneteenth?
Sounds like a made-up thing, doesn't it?
It is a made-up thing. This can't be a real thing.
So, because of your light complexion, you may not know what Juneteenth is.
Wait, you mean I'm just because I'm a mungie?
Yeah, you're a mungie cake. For the record, mungie cake is what Italian people in Canada call white bread people.
Which I just learned before the show.
So I actually just learned about Juneteenth a couple of years ago, so don't feel too bad.
Okay, thank God. All right. I just didn't want this to be some long-standing tradition that I was totally in the dark on.
So within the African American community, it's a huge day. It takes place obviously June 19th, but it commemorates the emancipation of the last remaining enslaved people in the United States. So it's basically the day they celebrate, the Emancipation Proclamation and the free.
Is this a new name for this?
No, within the community, and you can actually tell by the name, from my readings and looking into it. This was the term that they use, and even within the name, you can see it's Juneteenth. Obviously, education and calendar readings wasn't, probably first and foremost within that community at the time.
Right.
So it's an amalgamation of obviously June 19th. So within the communities for obviously many decades now, that has been the term. So I think it's obviously more popular in the South, and then obviously probably a lot more popular within the South and then within that African American community. So anybody out there celebrating, happy Juneteenth to all y'all.
Happy Juneteenth. You definitely need a better name for it, though.
I like it. I'm a big fan. I think Juneteenth sounds kind of cool. But
it sounds made up, and it sounds like, look, from what you just told me, it's a very important day.
It is a very important day. Juneteenth.
Right, so that is a very important day that should not be
I think two white guys should absolutely be figuring out what the new name is, by the way.
Well, exactly. I mean, come on. But it's a super important day that sounds made up that
I agree.
I had no idea about.
It should be, I don't know what it should be. We'll let maybe other people figure that one out.
Well, either way, it's Juneteenth.
Yeah, It is Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. Onward and upward through crypto conversation.
Do we have any crypto conversation today?
I mean, I guess, technically we do. We're still seeing some positive stuff in the market. I don't know if any of you have been on Twitter lately, but apparently Libra has been pretty popular point of discussion, so we'll be talking a little bit more about that later. But I mean, it's hard to get anything. I was combing through Twitter. It's hard to find anything that's not Libra related these last couple of days.
Yes, Libra is all over the place. And before we get into our Libra chat, I do want to mention our sponsor, Lolly. So for anybody who's interested in accumulating Bitcoin, you need to check out Lolly. That's Lolli. You can find them at lolly.com and on Twitter at @TryLolly. Lolly is the free browser extension that lets you earn Bitcoin when you shop online. For every purchase at one of the Lolly merchants, you're going to earn up to 30% Bitcoin back directly to your wallet. Lolly has partnered with over 500 merchants, including Jet, Overstock, SeatGeek, Priceline, and Hilton. Lolly is safe, completely free to use, and is a great way to earn and share Bitcoin with family and friends. Don't miss out on your chance to accumulate more Bitcoin for the next bull run. Check it out, lolly.com. That's LOLLI.com, and on Twitter at @TryLolly. I just saw them tweet out before we came on that they are nearing 10,000 Twitter followers, and in celebration of such, they are upping their referral bonus from $5 to $10. So anybody you refer, a new shopper to Lolly, you're going to get $10 of Bitcoin right in your wallet, which is pretty cool.
It's a sweet deal. How the fuck don't we have 10,000 followers yet? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know if we're 10,000 follower worthy.
I mean, 3,000. That would be nice.
Yeah, I feel like we're 3,000 follower worthy.
At least, I don't know. I feel like we're like 100K, but that's just me.
Chamber, you always feel like we deserve all these followers.
I what do they call that? I have a false sense of superiority. I think
Twitter hubris.
Yeah. Yeah, Twitter hubris is exactly what I have.
Hashtag Twitter hubris.
I also have hashtag Juneteenth.
No, oh, God. Jeez. I feel terrible for not knowing what it was.
Yeah, what are you going to
do? Shall we get to the news?
I think we shall.
Let's get to the news. Chamber, start us off. We're going deep Libra.
This is all Libra all the time.
Welcome to Libra Radio,
this
home
news
of Mark Zuckerberg.
Thanks, Zuck. You're the best.
Let's kick it back to Zuck in the studio. Thank you.
Drinks the water, reads the news. Everybody's human. So this one comes from Masari.io, Bloomberg.com. This is Facebook token runs into instant political opposition in Europe. So Facebook Inc.'s ambitious plan to roll out its own cryptocurrency ran into immediate political opposition in Europe, with calls for tighter regulation of the social media giant. French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire said the digital currency known as Libra shouldn't be seen as a replacement for traditional currencies. It is out of the question, he says, that Libra become a sovereign currency. Le Maire said in an interview with Radio 1 Europe, it can't and it must not happen. This guy's pretty adamant that it's not happening.
Wow.
I don't know who this Le Maire guy thinks he is, but I don't know if you're familiar with the all-powerful Zuck.
In some fiat. Yeah.
Le Maire called on the group of 7 central bank governors.
Oh,
I know.
The 7 central banks.
It's literally in capital, group of 7. Guardians of the global monetary system. This sounds very, very
what
evil.
What the fuck?
I know. This is, say what you will about Zuck, but I don't know. He doesn't have like an unholy alliance. This was to prepare a report on Facebook's project for their July meeting. His concerns include privacy, money laundering, and terrorism finance. I think those are always the three grips of traditional monetary systems. They're always trying to get in, or they're always trying to, dirty up the water with terrorism finance, with money laundering, and with privacy. So, besides the privacy, fiat money obviously does far more business in the money laundering and terrorism departments than crypto has ever. So I don't know. Continues on here. Libra was also a talking point at the European Central Bank's annual symposium in Sintra, Portugal, where Bank of England Governor Mark Carney referenced Libra. Quote, anything that works in this world will become instantly systematic and will have to be subject to the highest standards of regulation, he said. So interesting here. Europe is have their proverbial panties in a bunch. So, so we'll see what happens there. But that's not the only call to regulation that Libra got. I think our next story is.
Oh yeah, all kinds of backlash from Libra. Before I get there, did you read the white paper?
Do I read white papers in general is the question. I did not. I did not read the white paper.
Okay, well, I did, and it was interesting. I'm not sure my opinion has changed too much since I spoke about it last time, but I did share. I thought I was going to hate this when I saw it. The CNBC thing with Brian Kelly. Did you see that tweet that I sent out?
I did see that one.
So he actually did a really great job of explaining the difference between, what Libra is going to be and what, and what Bitcoin is, or why Bitcoin is important, or, he actually said he thought Bitcoin was better than what Libra is going to be, which is interesting because I thought that CNBC might have a different take on that. But basically he kind of said, hey, Libra is going to be another digital dollar while Bitcoin will remain digital gold. And you're going to essentially trade your fiat for Libra. You're going to buy goods and services with Libra, and you're going to have to hold the remaining Libra, right? So The big thing that he pointed out, which is kind of what I was saying last time, was it's going to be an issue of trust, right? So Are you going to trust Libra and the Libra Association and Facebook with your currency, right? That's what it comes down to.
If it's a stable coin, I would probably say it'll be up there with as trustworthy as you can get. At least we know who the financial backers are, where the money comes from. Obviously, we had an issue with that with Tether, which is I think like in the top 8 or top 10 at least as far as market cap goes. So I guess you could utilize Libra to come in out of trades, I guess, and then all the other schmucks using it for digital currency can do that too. But I don't know. I think as a stable coin,
you think there's going to be Libra pairings to like Bitcoin? You think there's going to be like Bitcoin to Libra?
I mean, I could see it like maybe on like Coinbase or like Gemini.
Definitely not Gemini.
No,
we're dealing. It's
but
Winklevi versus Zuckerberg.
Yeah, maybe not Gemini then. But maybe some
coincidence
of the more...
that they both took a zodiac sign.
That's right.
So.
Weird, eh?
I don't think so.
I think they're part of the that same Illuminati that we were talking about before in Europe. I don't know. We've been peppered with news on this. I still think, if it's bringing more people into, or just getting people more comfortable with the idea of cryptocurrency, even though it's technically, not really a cryptocurrency. And then it allows people to maybe feel a bit more comfortable with Bitcoin. I think that's the main one. If people feel more comfortable with Bitcoin because they're using Libra,
I just think
that's
that the big thing. I agree with you in that sense, but I think the big thing is going to be teaching people the difference between trust and trustless, right? Which Bitcoin is trustless and Libra will not be. And so, there's plans that says in the white paper to kind of increasingly make it more decentralized. We'll see if that's a thing that will happen. But
I think for us, people in crypto, that is obviously a hot point, a hot topic. But I think for the general population, I think, with all of the information we freely or blindly give out to all these major corporations, I don't think centralization or decentralization, comes into play in their day-to-day thinking. So yeah, for us,
Well, if that's the case, though, the problem with that is basically you're saying then the masses don't need Bitcoin.
no, I mean they do.
Well, yeah, they'll have Libra and they won't need it
Well,
because there's nothing different.
I mean, I didn't read the white paper of Libra. So, is it do we have like a non-inflation type currency like we do with Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's essentially supposed to be non-inflationary, same way. So, like you said, stablecoin, non-inflationary kind of thing, backed by this reserve of.
So, if it's
companies.
non-inflationary and a stable-coin, can that happen? Can you have both?
Well, the inflationary piece refers to
The dollar,
the token supply, right?
Right. But if it's pegged to the dollar, do you know what I mean?
It's not. So it's not going to be pegged to the dollar either.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the other thing.
I see.
It is going to be pegged to like a multiple.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be
baskets.
Yeah.
Multiple basket of things. So it's not just going to be pegged. So
Okay.
it's not just like a dollar for dollar peg. It's going to be so the price will actually fluctuate.
Okay.
The way, at least the way I understand it.
But I would have to imagine that one of those, most of those baskets, or most of what's in those baskets, are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be crypto basket. I think it's going to be it's government bonds and
I see.
Yeah. So.
That is interesting then. So we'll see. I guess we'll see. Again, I'm leaning more towards that. Hey, if it's getting people more comfortable with it, that's a good thing. And we got to admit, the normies are talking about it, right? When I get texts from my mother-in-law saying, "Hey, is this Facebook coin going to help Bitcoin?" And I give her the shrug emoji. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So at least the normies are talking about it. I was at a compute, like I was actually before we started the show today. I was picking up my laptop at the computer repair shop, and I just happened to be asking. I said, "Hey, do you guys ever run into any mining rigs or anything like that people are selling?" And he's like, "Oh, are you into that?" And I said, "No, I didn't want to have a conversation." I said, "My brother-in-law is into it." I said, "But do you guys ever get any of those?" He's like, "They're super cheap right now." He's like, I'm not into it myself, but people bought a bunch and then sold a bunch when everything went to shit. So they are dirt cheap. He's like, I don't get into it myself, but they are cheap. And he's like, and it's going up. And he's telling me things that I know already, but I'm pretending that I don't know what he's talking about. And he's like, and the price of Bitcoin's going up. And he's like, it's probably going to continue. I'm like, oh, interesting. So I'm having, conversations.
This is what normies think.
Yeah. So that was a good, insight into normie thought, right?
Yeah. So I want to just shout this out because I think this person did a really great job of kind of explaining the good, the bad, the ugly about it. And this is from Eric Voorhees, who is the Shapeshift guy. So
any relation to
CEO,
Jason?
I don't think so. No. CEO of Shapeshift. He put out this giant tweet thread today about the difference, like the good, the bad, the ugly of Libra. His first tweet here is kind of what you said, right? He said, first, zoom out and realize how far the industry's come. The biggest companies in the world are launching cryptocurrencies. So that's kind of your point, right? So it's adoption in and of itself, right? And so then he talks about how it's not a cryptocurrency. Well, relative to PayPal or the dollar, it very much is a cryptocurrency. Relative to Bitcoin or Zcash, it's not, right?
Right.
It's not, he basically says he doesn't think it's going to be, great nor horrendous. That he thinks that it needs to be looked at with the kind of nuanced approach because of what it is. So, he says it'll serve the mass market and be the single largest bridge towards decentralized finance that has ever been built. Prior to this, the largest bridge was Coinbase, which obviously played an integral role in crypto. So, it's built on an actual blockchain, which is a pro. It's not backed solely with USD. So he says this has profound implications. Libra can arguably become a medium-term replacement to any single government fiat currency. So he says it's arguably superior to the government US dollar, which is interesting. So there's pros to it, especially even from a cryptocurrency mind here, right? So he says, Libra has a good chance of helping hundreds of millions of people avoid middleman fees, increase their wealth and financial sovereignty relative to the status quo banking system. Now, the bad, obviously, not a pure cryptocurrency. Nobody should expect privacy by using it. Nobody should expect the true borderless standards of most crypto. Libra will never be available, for example, in Iran due to sanctions. The governing consortium explicitly can prevent transactions, so you won't find unstoppable finance. He says, again, traditional crypto is far superior for this. Libra achieves stability by backing one, government fiat, government debt, and those are, assets that if you're in crypto, you're probably trying to get away from as much as possible. And he said, this is the last one I'll read here, but over the long term, any currency based on fiat, which Libra will still be based on fiat because of that, right? Will fail relative to hard assets like Bitcoin and gold. Politicians debase currency as their modus operandi, and thus Libra maintains fiat backing, which it would lead towards zero long term. So, there's some more on here, but I thought Eric Voorhees did a really great job of kind of putting out the good and the bad there of what Libra could be. And so that's interesting. But I will go into my next news story here, which is through Masari from CoinDesk. Facebook has yet to answer U.S. lawmakers' questions about Libra. So, back in May, when Facebook was going through all of the privacy issues and everything like that, leak of this project had come out, and the government had some questions for them that they still hadn't answered. So, for example, here's a couple of the senators' questions. How would this new cryptocurrency-based payment system work, and what outreach has there been to financial regulators to ensure that it meets all legal and regulatory requirements, and what privacy and consumer protections would users have under the new payment system? So, those are questions that we still haven't answered yet. More questions that they're having here is what consumer financial information does Facebook have that it received from a financial company? To the extent that Facebook has received such information, what does the company do with it, and how does it safeguard? So again, a lot of privacy questions around this, right?
But you know what? They didn't ask the most important question. When moon? Like, where can I buy this? Do you have cheap hot alts? And when are we taking this Facebook Libra rocket to the moon?
That's funny.
Are you gonna buy some of this?
I don't know.
I'm definitely buying some of it. I don't know where to buy it though. I don't have the ins. I'm not a
it's
Coinbase
not supposed
level.
to launch. It's not supposed to launch until like Q1 of 2020, I believe.
And I'm assuming they're not ICOing where I can drop an ETH down and pick up a couple of shekels of.
No, I don't think so. I think you're gonna have to use like
Facebook?
WhatsApp and Facebook
Oof.
to buy it, and then you're going to I don't know if it'll be listed on exchanges. I imagine it will be.
I have to imagine it probably at some point.
Yeah,
and that might be a new. Who knows? They might do their own exchange where with all these companies that are pitching in. I think Coinbase was one of them, so it wouldn't shock me if obviously you'd be able to pick it up on Coinbase.
Oh, that's true. I did see that. And then the last thing here was about Congress kind of asking them to halt development of this until these questions are answered. So this is a tweet from Pete Schroeder. Waters brings down the hammer, calling on Facebook to halt development on its cryptocurrency while Congress and regulators review the matter, and for Facebook execs to testify before Congress. So then he posts here a snippet from, I guess, Congress, and it says, Facebook has data on billions of people and has repeatedly shown a disregard for the protection and careful use of this data. It also has exposed Americans to malicious and fake accounts from bad actors, including Russian intelligence and transactional traffickers. They are still under scrutiny from Federal Trade Commission, all this stuff. And with the announcement that it plans to create a cryptocurrency, Facebook is continuing its unchecked expansion and extending its reach into the lives of its users. Wow, that's a bold statement. The cryptocurrency market currently lacks a clear regulatory framework to provide strong privacy. So, I mean, the issue is clearly privacy here. Especially, that's the concerns from at least U.S. side of things. It didn't sound necessarily like that from the European side. It sounded more like what we hear from the traditional argument against crypto.
You know who doesn't complain about this? Canada.
Canada.
Canada never complains about this kind of thing. We're on the forefront of all these things. It's nice to live here. Not a lot of complaining going on here in Canada. You want Facebook coin? Yeah, we're good with that. That's fine. We're going to make some millionaires out of some virgins living in a basement of their mom's house. Yeah, that's okay. We can do that. You want some legal weed? Yeah, we can do that too. So, go Canada. It's a nice place to live. We got Canada Day coming up, so I'm getting pretty pumped for it.
Word. What else? Anything else before we move on?
No, I think we've peppered people enough with Libra.
I'm tired of talking about it.
I'm tired of seeing it. I feel we needed to get this out and, get it out, have some conversations about it. We've had 3 news articles dedicated to it. I think we've done our work. We can move on. We don't necessarily have to talk about Libra again.
I want to hear if our listeners have opinions on Libra. So get at us, hit us up on Twitter, let us know what you think about it, because I'd be curious.
Let me know where I can get in on the ICO.
Let Chamber know. If you have any OTC Libra, he'll buy it.
Absolutely. I'll buy some OTC Libra. Besides that, no, it's all good. Obviously, we should touch on maybe the Beaksy launched on the day of our last show when our last show came out. Have you used it much yet?
Yeah, it's sexy, dude. It's fast, it's smooth, it's pretty awesome.
It is. Like I had somebody on Twitter reach out to me, one of our Twitter friends, and he lived in an area where he couldn't access the site in New York, and he said, "Hey, can you pick me some up?" And they had just it was middle of the afternoon on the Tuesday. And I think at the time, I'll tell you exactly what we picked it up for. He sent me, so he DM'd me on Twitter, said, can I send you some BTC and pick up some Beaksy? I said, yeah, no problem. I would say within 2 minutes, I got an email saying that BTC was deposited into my Beaksy account. I asked him where he wanted to buy it. He said, market buy. Pulling right up my heartstrings. At the time was 598 sats. We market bought 598.
So it's already doubled.
I flipped it back to him. So the whole transaction probably took 15 minutes from the first conversation saying, "Hey, do you mind picking some up for me?" And by the time he got it back, it was probably 15 minutes, which is insane. I don't know if you deposit a lot on Binance, but I'll send money to Binance and I'll go and do a bunch of other stuff and then come back and try to make my trades. So I thought just that alone, I thought was pretty impressive. So he looked like a genius. I think I texted, I DM'd him back. I think when it hit like 1,600 sats, I'm like, we 3x'd pretty quickly there. So
yeah.
The
current price is about 1,300 sats, and USD price is 12 cents.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could have purchased it yesterday. I think it was 5.
The lowest it got was about 6 cents.
Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, so when they did their like private sale and stuff, it was about 4.5 cents to 5 cents.
Yeah, I think maybe even some got as low as 3.5 cents.
Yeah, that was anything over, I think 100 Ethereum worth was 3.5 cents.
I didn't have that kind of Ethereum to be thrown around.
Me either. Yeah, even at my highest point, I've never held 100 Ethereum. Dang,
indeed.
Yeah, but check it out. They were having a small issue, just a like a user display issue with some of their balances, but they fixed that, so it should be all good, up and running.
I'm actually pretty surprised with how few like hiccups they've had. Like, that small one, but
they went very out of their way to make sure everything was in place before they launched. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
I mean, they pushed back a couple times because of it, but
I think it was a smart move.
Better safe than sorry,
yep.
Right? Better safe than Masari.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, I have a game for you here, buddy.
Oh man, I have no idea what this is, so let's see how this goes.
So,
by the way, before we get there, for anybody who listened to last episode, that was edited by Chamber, and we were talking before the show on, does Chamber use too many drops? Chamber loves to get drop happy when he edits the show. Chamber, what do you think? You think you had too many,
think it was I honestly think last episode was my best editing to date. You said you haven't listened to the show yet?
No, I haven't.
I think it's my best editing from start to finish. The intro, I thought the intro drop was great. I think I peppered in some fun stuff along the way. I didn't do too much. I probably did. But obviously, besides the standard, news and intro music and whatnot, I think I did 2 or 3 additional ones.
All right, that's not
too much. I think it was a good amount, and I think it helped. I think it helped carry the show.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I don't think that's anything to go overboard with. 3 drops, but let us know if Chamber gets too drop happy, or if you can tell when Chamber edits.
Yeah, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell. So, I was sent today. So I should start off by saying we watch. We have a very similar sense of humor. We watch a lot of the same shows. Equally funny. I've always considered myself a pretty funny guy. It is very rare that I get to meet somebody that I feel is at my level, which I do find with you, Bunch.
Thank you. You're flattering me, really.
But what I find even more impressive is your ability to retain knowledge.
Oh boy!
So I was sent a link today, and the link sent me to the ultimate "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" quiz.
Oh man!
Okay, and this is a 20-question quiz. I was able to do it with multiple choice. Okay.
You were able to do it with multiple choice.
So
okay.
When I did it, it was multiple choice.
Right?
I did not get them all right.
Okay.
Out of 20 questions, I got 18 correct with the help of multiple choice.
8 incorrect or
18 correct. So I got 90%.
Oh, 18 correct.
Yeah,
okay.
I got 90%.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
I think you could do even better without any multiple choice options.
Man, I don't know. All right, let's try it.
All right, so I'm going to go through these questions.
Now, if I struggle, will you give me the multiple choice?
You know me. I'm not going to let you hang like that. Of course, I'm going to help you out, okay?
Man,
so
this is nerve-wracking.
I think
I pride myself on my always
the majority
sunny.
of them should be easy. There are some tricky ones in there. So what you're trying to do is do better than 90% or 18 out of 20. So question number 1. What is the name of Frank's doctor alter ego?
That's obviously Dr. Toboggan, Dr. Mantis Toboggan.
That is correct.
Mantis. Call me Mantis.
That is correct, sir. Question number 2. In season 10's opening episode, which baseball player does the gang attempt to outdrink?
Well, that's a classic. That would be Wade Boggs.
Correct. 2 for 2. Okay.
Great episode. The Wade Boggs story is real, by the way.
Very real story.
Yeah.
Also, appearance by Wade Boggs within the dead Wade Boggs.
Rest in peace.
I don't know how they did that one. Can you actually keep track of your correct answers here?
Okay, hold on. Yeah, so I'm 2
so
for 2.
You got 2 for 2. Okay, question number 3. What is the name of the rapper Sweet D dates?
We just talked about this.
We did just talk about this.
This would be Lil Kev.
Lil Kev is the correct answer. Question number 4. What subject did Sweet D major in at college?
Ooh, that's tough.
That is a tougher one.
Dang.
I'm going to help you out a little bit. It was an argument between D and Dennis, and Dennis minored in it and passed, but I believe D majored in it and failed.
Okay, well, my guess, so I don't want to get it wrong without the multiple choice. Okay. Can I call in the multiple choice?
I'm going to give you 2. No, I'm going to give you all 4. I'm going to give you 2 options, but that makes it easier for you. So the multiple choice answers are English language and literature, psychology, biology, and economics.
So my first guess was psychology. I'm going with that.
That is the correct answer.
So I was torn between that and the English thing, but that was for a different reason.
Remember, so, I forget the scenario, but they were talking about basically, I think they were talking about Charlie and basically psychoanalyzing him. And Dennis was saying that I passed a minor and you failed a major. And,
right. Yes, that's right.
All right. Question number 5. Which famous director played Pappy McPoyle? This is in the Halloween episode and in the Bird Lawyer episode.
I can't remember his name. I
this
think
director has directed Hellboy.
Is it Guillermo del Toro?
That is correct. Yes. Guillermo del Toro as Pappy McPoyle.
5 for 5.
Not bad. Question number 6. Which iconic action film series does the gang attempt to remake?
I mean, how many times?
Exactly.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon is the correct answer. Maybe some of my favorite episodes when they swap roles halfway through the movie.
That's a great one because they also have, I think that's the one with the kid being the juggalo.
That's correct.
Charlie's
that is the one with the kid. And they bring all the kids. They bring all the kids to watch the viewing of it. So, big fan of that episode. Question number 7. In the episode Charlie Has Cancer, what does Dennis attempt to borrow from him? Hint: this is also
basketball.
Oh, you don't even need hints. Of course, it's a basketball. Very good. That's actually also the pilot.
That's the pilot. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is. I was gonna say I don't want to quote it, but there was a different. I know this is not the right term, but the tranny in the pilot is a different actress.
I didn't even realize that person was in the pilot.
Yeah, the tranny was in the pilot. I forget her name, but she is a very attractive lady. She was in the series Firefly.
I forgot that she was in the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pilot's a great episode, and the fact that they made it for like $50 or whatever it was
I know
was insane. So,
all right, I'm 7 for 7. So we haven't gotten any that you've gotten wrong yet.
No.
Okay.
I'll let you know when. I'll let you know. I'll preface the question with I got this one wrong. Okay. Question number 8. What was Frank Reynolds' business nickname?
The Warthog.
That is correct. He's got a lot of nicknames, but his business.
Bring in the Warthog.
He does a noise too. That's just fantastic.
Yeah, because he's like eating something at the time.
That's exactly what he's doing. Number 9. Which episode features an appearance from Glenn Howerton's real life wife? Hint.
Oh, I think I know this.
Okay, all right, no hint.
But
you want a hint anyways?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, hint. She played his girlfriend.
Yes, I think I do know this. I think it's the dentist system.
That is correct, sir. The dentist system. She was the one that was being dentist. I
believe that was her. So she was the one that was being dentist.
She was the one
she's a very attractive lady.
You're gonna die.
That's also the Mantis Toboggan.
That is also a virus. Question number 10.
Speed pitch.
What is the name? Oh, well, I know you're going to get this one. What is the name of the Italian restaurant the gang frequents?
Gugino's.
Gugino's is the correct answer. This is one, until we started chatting, you have referenced Gugino's a few times. Yes. I never knew what the name of the restaurant was until we started talking. So
now I'm here, a full-paying customer, sitting here next to the kitchen with the rest of this coupon-waving trash.
Oh God, it's
hashtag coupon-waving trash.
I'm writing that one down. Hashtag. Yeah, I don't rewatch these episodes enough. I used to. I don't know about you, but when a new season came out, I would watch the entire season and then literally rewatch it again. I haven't done that in a little while. So I feel like I have to.
What it is for me is I fall asleep with the television on, and so I like things that I can just leave on that I've seen a million times that like I can fall asleep to. Otherwise, I start paying attention to it. So,
also,
like Always Sunny now, when it was on Netflix, it was every night. But now that it's on Hulu, it's a little. I'm more like.
See, we don't get Hulu here in Canada. And none of the streaming services that I use have it on. So kind of, like I wish there was another streaming service where It's Always Sunny and Saturday Night Live and The Simpsons just played. Like those, if I could just have a streaming service of that,
you need Canadian
I would
Hulu.
pay many dollars for that.
You need Canadian Hulu. That's it.
I guess so. Or just a VPN. Okay, question number 11. What species of animal does Dennis's ex-wife, Maureen Ponderosa, want to become?
That would be a cat.
That would be correct. Number
and she does become a cat.
She does become a cat. Number 12. What is the name of the horse Charlie stole in The Gang Gets Whacked Part 2?
I know this. Hold on. Don't give me any hints.
No hints coming.
I'm pretty sure it's Peter Nincompoop.
I'm pretty sure you're correct. Peter Nincompoop is the correct answer. Yes. All right. We are killing it. Okay. Are you ready?
This is one you got wrong?
This is one I got wrong. Question 13. Which ride do Dee and Mac get stuck in during The Gang Goes to the Water Park? Do you want the multiple choice?
It's actually the name of
the ride.
Wow, that's tough.
I agree. That's why I got it.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to need the multiple choice here.
The multiple choices are the Kitty Twister, the Swirler, Thundergun Express, and the Crush and Gusher.
Okay. It is not Thundergun Express.
Correct.
Because that's the one
of the best scenes.
Right. So it could be the Kitty Twister because the whole thing is that they are too big to ride it. They say, screw you. They go down anyway, and then they get stuck. And so that would make sense. What were the other two?
The Swirler and the Crush and Gusher. The Crush and Gusher.
Wow. I mean, all three of them could be. I think my logic is going to lean me towards Kitty Twister, but I don't think that's right. It seems too obvious. Shit, I'm going to go with that.
You're correct.
Yes!
It is the Kitty Twister. I went with the Crush and Gusher.
That was the other one I was going to go with.
All right. So,
wow. Okay, that was difficult.
That's good. And again, you've been doing this sans multiple choice for the most part, so you're hedging a little bit better than I am. Question number 14 also got this one wrong. So back-to-back questions were the only two questions I got wrong. All right.
Did you know you got them wrong immediately?
No, I had to wait till the end.
Oh, I was gonna say it must have. If you did, it would have like shaken your.
I would have been absolutely shook if I had two in a row wrong. Question number 14: What is the name of Dennis's son?
Oof. Man, okay. So this is from the
season finale.
Yeah.
Of whatever,
12.
the second last season, whatever it was.
12,
yeah.
I think. Man, what is his
Do you want the
name?
multiple choices?
Yeah.
I just answered this one too fast, I think was my problem. So the options are Ryan Jr., Frank Jr., Brian Jr., or Dennis Jr.
Okay. I see where
you see what I did.
Got this right. Yes. So I totally see what you did. You answered Dennis Jr.
I did answer Dennis Jr.,
which is incorrect.
It is incorrect
because the entire reason he has a son actually stems from the Wade Boggs episode where he gets off in Minnesota or North Dakota or wherever the hell they are. He uses a fake name, Brian Lefebvre, and he names his son
from Canada. From
Canada, Canadian Brian Lefebvre. And then he names his son Brian or she names him Brian Jr.
She does name him Brian Jr. All right, so far so good. Have you have not gotten any wrong?
I've not,
you are
and I've only used multiple choice for like two of
two.
Two, I think three.
Yeah. All right, question number
3. The psychology one, the slide, and this one. Yeah.
All right, question number 15. Which high school did the male members of the gang attend?
Oh.
Do you want the multiple choice?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to need it. I'm probably going to get it right away.
It's also difficult. Okay. I got it right, but it's not easy. So the multiple choices are St. John's Preparatory School, St. Edmund's Preparatory School, St. Mark's Preparatory School, or St. Joseph's Preparatory School.
Man.
I know, I didn't make it easy.
That's difficult. I'm going to say... There's 2 of them that are sticking out to me. Both could be wrong. Mark's and Joseph's are sticking out to me. And I think I'm going with Joseph's.
Yes! Very good. Holy smokes, he's on fire, people. Question number 16. Which actor played Mac's cousin, Country Mac?
What's his name? Stifler.
That I will accept Stifler. Sean William Scott is the name of the gentleman in question.
Yes.
Another great up. That's again just
Country Mac, baby.
So we talk about Seinfeld obviously being one of the best shows of all time where there's not a bad episode. I think Seinfeld was on the air for 8 seasons. I would argue It's Always Sunny does not have a bad episode, and it's been on for at least 13 seasons.
The only one I hate that I skip a lot is Frank's brother.
I like it. I'll tell you why I like it, because I do it too, is when they make the sandwich in their mouth. It's like they put the meat in, they put a pickle in and some cheese, and then take a piece of bite a piece of bread. I do that occasionally. I actually like you know what? I reference that episode a lot because I do reference, what was the name of the bar? Shadynasties.
Yeah.
Shady Nasties. Shady Nasties is again, that's I don't mind that one. It's not my top of my list, but it's definitely watchable for me. Okay, we alluded to this question earlier. Question number 17. Which state is Dennis moving to at the end of season 12?
Oh, I mentioned 2 states, so shit.
Do you want the multiples?
Choice,
okay.
Yeah, because
South Dakota.
Oh, goddamn! Of course,
North Dakota.
Here. Yeah.
Wyoming or Iowa. All flyover states that Dennis detests.
Okay, so then it was. I'm going with North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yes. All right, number 18. What is the nickname of the gang's other original member, played by Saturday Night Live alum Jason Sudeikis?
Don't get Schmitty. Don't get Schmitty.
Schmitty's just going to come in at the end and swipe up the drunkest girl. Schmitty is the correct answer. Again, classic secondary It's Always Sunny character. Schmitty.
Great one. Yes.
This next question I thought was a little.
Is this the last one?
I'll get 2 more.
Okay.
I thought was a little too easy. Which ice hockey team, and again, we can just call it hockey, people. This is definitely an American question. It's hockey. Which hockey team does Mac win a competition to play for in Mac's Big Break?
That is way too easy.
Yeah, right. Okay, you want the multiple? You want to see what the multiple choices are? Philadelphia Firebirds, Philadelphia Phantoms, Philadelphia Quakers, or Philadelphia Flyers.
It's the Flyers. So basically, they were just asking, do you know what hockey team?
Yeah, do you know a hockey team in Philadelphia? Is basically what they're asking. Last question for the perfect score. This one could get you. This one could get you. All right, for the perfect score.
Shit.
Barely unassisted. Number 20, which prestigious law school did, quote, the lawyer attend?
I went to Harvard.
He did go to Harvard. Ding, 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 ding. That is absolutely correct. My assumption was correct. You are the most knowledgeable person when it comes to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We are both huge fans, but at the end of the day, you are the encyclopedia of the game.
Bunch-tanica.
Absolutely. That's
fun.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Nobody's going to listen to that, but
maybe the three people are going to love it. That was good. 20 for 20. Who'd have thought? I thought, actually. I knew you would do it. So that does it for our It's Always Sunny Ultimate Quiz.
That's also going to do it for our podcast today. Thank you for listening. Like we said, we haven't gotten any new reviews. We are adding that to the REKT Awards. So if you've made it this far through all of our Always Sunny banter, give us a review, write something funny. We will read it on air and we will vote on the funniest ones. And that person's going to get some REKT merch and REKT merch. And
right? Kudos. Definitely REKT merch.
Plenty of kudos. Yeah,
and possibly a trophy.
Possibly a trophy. We are definitely looking into getting trophies. But anyway, follow us on Twitter at REKT_podcast. On Telegram at t.me/REKT_podcast. And where else are we, Chamber? Anywhere else?
We're everywhere, really. We're omnipresent.
Faceted.
We're omnipresent. We're omnipresent. That's the word I was looking for. Multifaceted and omnipresent. So if you're alone in the bathroom, we're there with you.
He ain't lying.
No, that's
Chamber
all for
does
me.
all of his best tweeting from the can.
It is a fact. I am in my Zen mind at that point.
Anyway, and until next time, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.